Welcome back, guys, to Neo Racing. We are at round 4 at Suzuka GP circuit. This time we've just done the East Course. This is a half-an-hour race round the GP circuit, and off we go. As always, brilliant start from the Subaru with four-wheel drive, and Man of Steel through the middle as well in the other Subaru. So this is going to be close into the middle of the into the first corner. Man of Steel through TY. Oh, TY forced off. Mr. Sloan goes wide as well. TY recovering in the background. There's everyone else through. There's Task 1 behind Jamo. As we go through the first section, Bids has got away from Neil. Man of Steel in third place. Good start from Man of Steel. That'll be the four-wheel drive helping him out. As we go through the left, right section, TY after making that faux pas at the first corner down into 7th. Seek 1, then Mr. Sloan bringing up the rear. As we go up to the fast right into the left under the bridge. Oh, Neil's off! Neil's off on the gravel. Mr. Sloan has to brake and avoid his Jay almost hits the back of him. But Neil very lucky there to get away with that and not let the car spin round. As we go up to the hairpin now. Into the hairpin, everyone round there cleanly. There's TY looking to close up back in the GT86. Mr. Sloan bringing up the rear, and then Neil trying to get back on tabs with Bidster now. Bidster looking like he's pulling away with this so far. Everyone else heading up towards Spoon Curve. Famous Spoon Curve. Very long left-hander to take as two apexes. 1 and then 2, there we go. Onto the straight, there's Jay Hewson. There's Task 1, 6th place. TY right behind him now. So TY closing up. Let's see if TY gets any closer to the back of Task, coming down towards 130R. The almost flat out left-hander, a little lift or a tap of the brakes in these cars. Into the, oh, Jay Houston's gone wide. Jay Houston's gone wide. Jamo almost follows him. But I think we're all good so far into the chicane. So that's the end of lap 1. So Bidster in the lead from Neil, Man of Steel, and then TY and Task 1 still battling hard behind. This is where Task 1 should have a bit more top end in that Nissan. As they come down towards turn 1. Sweeping left, TY's on the inside defending from Task 1 and does so. There's Jamo right on the back of Jay Hewson. Bidster still got a gap over Neil, but Neil's not giving up without a fight. Jamo all over the back of Jay Hewson there. Let's have a look at Jamo. There he is, right on the back of Jay Hewson, keeping the pressure on. And also, Battle of the Belgians round 2. Hopefully this time Seek won't give Task a little nudge to get past. As we go towards the right-hander. Fast right, then the tighter one underneath the bridge. No avail there. Everyone else through cleanly this time. Neil closer to Bidster now. Neil's ready to give Bidster a run for his money. Into the hairpin, there they go, round the hairpin. Man of Steel, Jay Hewson, Jamo. And then TY to 6th, Task 1 7th, Seek 1 8th. And then Mr. Slow One bringing up the rear, there he is, still doing well at the back. As everyone else heads up towards Spoon Curve now. Neil behind Bidster. Man of Steel. Oh, Man of Steel runs wide onto the... Oh, it's going to be hard to rejoin because the AstroTurf bites you and then sends you even off into the gravel. So Man of Steel rejoining there. Got to be careful rejoining not to take anyone out. But oh, Task 1 just gets past, and Seek 1 will probably have the run as well. So Man of Steel just shows you one mistake. Down from 3rd to 8th place. Unlucky there for Man of Steel. There's a replay on board with Man of Steel coming up towards Spoon Curve on lap 2. This is where he makes the mistake of running wide, so he goes into the first bit and just too much speed onto the bit here. Then tries to rejoin the track, but the AstroTurf, there's no grip on the AstroTurf whatsoever, and then it sucks him off into the gravel. So unlucky there, and then rejoins in 6th, but then he's going to get passed by Task and Seek there. So unlucky there for Man of Steel. Just went wide, and then the AstroTurf bit him. And then he went even more wide as TY comes through 130R there, hoping to catch up to Jamo and Jay for a little battle. As there go the leaders, Neil Farmack, Bidster from Neil Farmack, Jay Hewson with Jamo still over the back of him. That Hyundai will have good top end. So we'll have to see who gets the run out of this. Jamo closing, Jay Houston defends. Very extremely defends. And then into the first corner, he's going to run a bit wide though if he does that. Oh, so close just to miss the AstroTurf there. As Task 1 goes through with Seek 1 behind, Man of Steel in 8th place, looking for vengeance after that mistake. He'll be kicking himself for that mistake. He was doing well up to 3rd, and now he's back down to 8th. As we go up the hill. Into the lovely section, fast right, then slow down into an even tighter right, under the bridge, plenty of camber. Beautiful set of corners. Jamo's closing up on Jay Houston now. Jamo looks like that car likes the tighter corners as well as the straights into the hairpin. Jay Houston defends, Jamo on the outside. Jamo no way through there. He'll have to get a good traction out of the corner, which he does. Hopefully to try and get a good run towards Spoon Curve. Task and Seek and Man of Steel still close behind as well. So that'll be another battle worth watching as we look back to Jay Houston now under pressure from Jamo. He'll not have a look into Spoon Curve there. He's not close enough yet. As they go around there, Jamo looking to get a better run out of the corner with a little bit wider and tighter onto the straight, using the Hyundai's advantage. TY not close enough to be a bit of impact yet, as Task 1 has now got Seek and Man of Steel right behind him. Man of Steel moves out to the left. Have a look at Seek. Side by side towards 130R. This is going to end in tears. As we go round, Man of Steel at the inside of Seek into 130R. Fantastic move. Good bravery there by both men. Into the chicane now. Man of Steel up to 7th. Seek 1 demoted to 8th. Subaru beats Evo. Jay Houston now under pressure from Jamo, who's defending. Jamo's on the outside. Jamo's still on the outside, but there's no way through there. Unless Jay Houston runs wide, but no, gets the car stopped. TY right behind Jamo now, so Jamo's got pressure from behind as well as trying to focus on Jay in front, so that'll divert his attention. There's TY having a look in that GT86, looking fired up after that first corner incident. As Jamo runs a bit wide, TY almost goes through there, but no way through there. Got to have a good run. As we look at the battle behind, Task 1 with Man of Steel behind him. Seek 1 tagging onto the rear. Meanwhile, Bidster and Neil still close at the front. Oh, but just the four-wheel drive can take a lot more curve as well. Neil makes a never heard of that before. Neil makes a big mistake out of the right-hander there, so lost a little bit of time to Bidster. As we look at Jay Houston, Jamo and TY coming up to the hairpin, close as you like. Jay Houston in 3rd, Jamo 4th. TY wants to be 4th. As Task 1 comes through with Man of Steel still holding station for now, and these lot aren't holding station, they're trying to swap stations. As into Spoon Curve, Jamo has a little peak just to put Jay off, and it makes him go into a slide, but nothing too drastic yet, just trying to move the car around so he moves around in Jay's mirror, but no, to no avail there as TY comes up behind Jamo now. That GT86 will not have the top speed. He's got to stay in that draft, got to keep close. There he is in the pink GT86, pink and white colours for TY as he goes through 130. He catches the curb, and the car swerves one way then the other into the wall. Got to be careful now because the other guys are coming through, so unlucky there for TY. That just shows you one little rear wheel on the grass and that is your day done. So unlucky there for TY. He's got it all to do again as Seek 1, Task 1 and Man of Steel go through up 1 position each. So it's going to be a duel between Jay Houston and Jamo for 3rd place in this battle for the podium. As they go through the first corner, everyone okay through there. As we look, Man of Steel, Task 1's managing the gap to Man of Steel very well there, but Seek 1's really trying to get past Mano. So Man of Steel holding his ground. Oh, was close through there. Seek 1 practically trying to make a Mitsubishi imprint on the back of that Subaru. Into the left right section. Look at the way that Evo's keeping with the Subaru there. The Evo a lot more twitchy than the Subaru, but Seek's controlling it well as we go through to the right section, as Bidster still keeping Neil off him. So Bidster still doing a good job to maintain that gap from Neil. Roll reversal from race 1 as Jay Houston now ahead of Jamo, so Jamo's still got some work to do in this to try and catch Jay Houston up. Task 1, Man of Steel, Seek 1, and look at that man at the back, TY. Closing up after making that mistake. 2:18 last lap compared to a 2:07, which was his fastest. So unlucky there for the TY man. And Mr. Sloan at the back, not the fastest of races that we've got in Neo Racing, but he's one of the most consistent. Lovely chap, and it's good to see that he's not falling too far behind in this one, which is good. So keep up the pace, Mr. Sloan. And Man of Steel on the grass again, and this time avoids the gravel, so learns. TY follows him. TY's race goes from bad to worse. Does all that work to catch up to the group, and now falls off again. So Man of Steel goes off there, so unlucky for Man of Steel. Still not working the way he wants to, so Bidster's still in the lead from Neil out front. Jay Houston and Jamo still more or less the same gap between them. It's about a second, or maybe half a second looking at that gap. And they come across the line to start lap 6 now. As then Task 1, Seek 1 and Man of Steel in the battle for 5th. Task 1 still keeping a consistent gap over Seek, which is good. And there's poor old TY after making all them mistakes, back in 8th place, got it all to do again. And there's the leader, Bidster, coming through. Oh, we're a bit wide there for Bidster. Not like Bidster to run wide, but he did. Bidster ran wide there. You see Neil's closed up by a good half a second there. So Bidster puts in the fastest lap of the race last time round, and then makes an error. So that fastest lap sort of goes to waste really, because Neil's closed right back up again as they go through the first right, into the second right, under the bridge in this figure of 8 Suzuka layout. There we go, under the bridge. And then up to the hairpin. You'll see the 4-wheel drive Subaru here have a good run through this hairpin and out the other side. There we go. Jay Houston now defending from Jamo. Jamo's closed right up, so Jay Houston defending for his life now for that podium place. Oh, he gets a twitch on. Jamo says, woohoo, I've got the inside. But now it's still going to be outside, and it's going to be on the wrong side for the next corner. There we go. Jay Houston keeps the place for now. But we'll have to see if Jamo can keep with him, use that top end of the Hyundai. See if he can get a run into Spoon Curve. Will he go for it? Will he go for it? No, he won't. He's going to wait and be patient, use the Hyundai strength. Another little slide from Jay Houston there, but no harm done. There's Task 1 now. There's had Seek close right up to him. So Seek and Man of Steel closed up right up to the back of Task. Man of Steel almost goes wide again there, so he really needs to work on that line for that Spoon Curve. Losing a lot of time there. See how much time he's lost because of the bad run he got. Look how much Seek's pulled away from him. And he's right on the back of Task now. Not going to go for a move into 130R. Surely not, but no. Backs out at the last minute. Task 1 still ahead. Seek 1 flashing his light saying, I'm coming for you. And they go into the braking zone for the chicane. I thought he was going to have another little look there, but no. Oh, he's all over the back of him, putting the pressure on. But you see the little twitch that he had out that corner. Man of Steel's right on the back of him now. Man of Steel with a good run out of that corner. Side by side down towards turn 1 as we look back at Jay Houston and Jamo in 3rd place. Jay Houston defends from Jamo. All good there so far as we go down to the first corner with Seek and Man of Steel now. Man of Steel, whoa, good pace around the outside to take 6th place. And now it's his turn to have a crack at Task 1. So hopefully Man of Steel can get a Spoon Curve right this time, and that'll set him up for a good run down to the chicane to get past the Nissan GTR of Task 1. But he might even be able to do it sooner than that with looking at the pace he's got. So good job there as we look at Jay Houston now under pressure from Jamo again. And Bidster and Neil are still close up front. Bidster and Neil. Neil's visibly closer to Bidster there. Bidster with a 2:08 last time, so a little mistake. 2:07 for Neil. So that's another one to keep an eye on. I think we need to keep an eye on every single battle in this one as I see. Oh, Man of Steel's made another mistake. Oh, we missed that. We'll get a replay. But after that mistake from Man of Steel, Seek 1 has a little come to the inside into the hairpin. Practically tries to push Task 1 out of the way, but no, Task 1 just keeps the door closed, says no you don't. We'll have to try another way around as Man of Steel now under pressure from TY after that error earlier. And TY right behind him. Good little scrap this is turning out to be. Lap 7 of 14, half distance. Again, Man of Steel goes wide. He's not going to be able to rejoin on the AstroTurf there. He's going to have to get onto the tarmac and then rejoin. Don't know what it is with Man of Steel and Spoon Curve, but it just doesn't get on with that corner at all. So he just needs to slow his pace in on the way into the corner, and then he'll be able to get a good run out. So TY up to 7th place now, practically gifted that one. As Task has pulled away from Seek now, so Task pulled a little gap on Seek. TY closing up to Seek now. So TY having a little look. Oh, look how close he goes onto the braking zone. TY really on it now, fired up from before. As there's Jey Houston and Jamo still close together. Let's have a look how close Neil and Bidster are. Still the same gap between them two. Not really much improvement. Jey Houston still being harassed by Jamo. Jamo not giving him any rest whatsoever. And Task 1 there in 5th place. TY having a look at the inside of Seek into turn 1. Seek gives him enough room and then tries to close the door on him, and succeeds in doing so. To Seek 1 not giving him an inch. Let alone, not giving him an inch, let alone a foot. But no, Seek keeps 6th place for now. TY still on the back of him, trying to find any way through that he can. So good job by Seek to keep TY back as we go into through the long left-hander into the fast right, and then under the bridge. Whoa, fast right and then tighter right. Now underneath the bridge, TY with a good run out of that corner. Task 1 with an even worse run, so it looks like he's going to get caught up by them again. Will he have a look into the hairpin? No, he won't. Everyone keeps position so far, so it's going to be Spoon if there's any other change. As we look, Jey Houston and Jamo. So Houston in front of Jamo there. As we go out of there, it was good. Between them two, Task 1 still in front, Seek with TY still all over the back of him like a rash. And oh, Task runs wide there, so Seek and TY might even be closing up to him as well as each other. So TY right up behind now in the draft, trying to keep with it because the GT86 is not the fastest car in this class by any means, but he's keeping up with them. Coming through to 130R, little tap of the brakes, throw the car in. Task 1 with a bit wobbly there. TY having a look, he's going to look to the inside. No, he doesn't, because he knows that Seek's good on the brakes. Almost that good on the brakes that he tries to have a go at Task as well. So everyone out of there cleanly, so they're all through. Jey Houston's still ahead of Jamo, so that's still that scrap's still going on. As we'll keep focused on this battle back here. This seems to be the battle of the race so far. Task, Seek, TY. Lap 9 out of 14. Into the first corner. Task a little bit of a twitch on the way in, but gets away with it. And again, TY closes up mid-corner speed, so he's got that mid-corner really, really spot on with that GT86. It's just some of the runs out that he's struggling with. Right behind him now. Through the right, Task 1 starting to go a bit wider on corners now. Perhaps just losing a bit of concentration. And he goes wide onto the gravel there, onto the grass. Task 1 with Seek 1 trying to go up the inside as he made it through towards the next right hand corner. Yes, Seek 1 through. Task 1 back down to 7th, back down to 6th. Task 1 just shows you one mistake, loses a place. TY's off onto the gravel, so he's going to make up that time again. So not doing himself any favours in this race, TY. As I think that's Task having a little look back at Seek, the two Belgian boys at it. Very good racing between them. Jey Houston still trying to slide that NSX around the corners. Not the most stable car, the NSX. But he's got good acceleration out the corner, but the Hyundai's got better top end. So Task 1 up the inside of Seek, come to Spoon, but denied into the corner. Seek 1 keeps it tight, keeps it clean, keeps it defended. As we go down the, sort of curve straight. And TY closing up, Man of Steel still a bit further back. Mr. Slow One, I'm impressed with Mr. Slow One. He's still less than half a lap behind, which is good. So good job for Mr. Slow One. There's Task 1 up the inside of Seek into R130R. Seek gives him room. Gives him an acre. and then goes back on the track. Task 1 backs off just in case he came back on in any dramatic style. And Seek can't get the car stopped. Into the wall, no. Seek makes a mistake, outbrakes himself into the wall. Man of Steel says thank you, I'll take 7th. And unlucky there for Seat 1, so he's got all that work to do again, so that could be his race over. So now it's a battle between Task 1 and TY for 5th place, so one guy disappears. So Task 1 5th, TY 6th. Task 1 always runs wide into that first bit of the corner, and it runs even more wide there. So Task 1 starting to get a bit ragged. TY closes up, looking for any more mistakes from Task 1, which he's making quite a lot of actually at this point in the race, but not doing too bad as TY trying to push him around the corner. TY keeping the pressure on. The more pressure you put on, the more the opponent starts getting wary in his mirror and doesn't look where he's going, and that's where the mistakes are made. TY practically pushing that GTR up the hill. Not the usual convention to see a GT86 pushing the living hell out of a GTR, but that's what you get with the balance of performance on this game. You can get a Toyota GT86 that's just as fast as a GTR as we go through under the tunnel in towards the hairpin. I don't think TY will have a look here. This is the GTR's strength with the 4-wheel drive. But he goes wide. TY's on the inside. He's got to have the drive out of the corner now, which he doesn't. The GTR's 4-wheel drive saving Task's life there. So as we head up towards Spoon Curve now, no change with Jamo and Jay Houston ahead. They're still in the same positions. Task 1 looks like at this moment, if TY can keep up this kind of pressure, we'll be down to 6th at this rate. Keeps it tight though, uses the 4-wheel drive, keeps it tight. TY no way through. He's going to have to draft and have a look up to 130R or even the chicane. There's Man of Steel and Seat 1 right behind there, and then Mr. Slow One just coming around the Spoon Curve now. Jamo no way through, past Jay Houston. Task 1 under pressure from TY. TY's having a look. He goes around the outside of 130R and he's on the inside into the chicane. What a move from TY there. There's a little twitch from Task 1 and TY's in there like a duck to water. Good job TY, into 5th place. Task 1 demoted to 6th place. Let's see if Task can keep with TY now with 3 laps to go. Or 4 laps to go, should I say, sorry. Get my maths right. As the Bidster still in the lead from Neil Farmakers. Task 1 having a look at TY again. Not happy about being passed around the outside. TY runs a bit wide there, but I think he's going to get away with it. Yes, he does. Just a natural line of the rear-wheel drive, taking him a bit wider into the corners. As we have a look now at Jamo, still harassing the back of Jay Houston. So not give Jay Houston an easy race by any means, kept the pressure there all race. To the first right, into the second right. Jamo with a much better line through there than Jay Houston, but to no avail yet, as TY still ahead of Task 1. Just going to keep it clean, make no mistakes. Looks like he's had a much better second half of this race, TY, than the first half. There's Seek 1 coming through after that mistake he made earlier. So Seek 1 still at the back, and then Mr. Slow One again doing well to keep up with the pack. As we go out of the hairpin towards Spoon Curve now, let's focus on this battle for 3rd. Jamo still harassing Jay Houston there, but looks like he gets a much better run than Jay Houston this time. Jay Houston defends early, saying to Jamo, if you're going to go around me, it's going to be the long way, sunshine. And looks like Jamo's just going to keep it backed off, just going to try and go through 130R and then get the cut back, but Jay Houston says no you don't, and now he's defending the inside towards the chicane now, so no way through for Jamo so far here. Jay Houston defending well, so no way through there. Onto the straight, this is where the Hyundai have the advantage. Jay Houston's going to have to defend early again. This is where the Hyundai's looking through, he's looking through even on the wall, just having a look through. Moves to the left, Jay Houston says no you don't, you go in the left if you're going round me, round the outside, so Jamo goes to the left, backs out of it. Jay Houston goes into the first corner first and keeps the position for now. So Jamo still not finding the way through Jay Houston. Meanwhile, Bidster's still in the lead of this race. 2:06 now these guys are doing at the front. So they're getting faster and faster as the race goes on. That's not because fuel's going down, because fuel's not set to be on. That's just the sheer pace of these two, just to try and stop each other from catching up. Bidster with the fastest lap of the race, 2:06 dead. As Neil with a 2:06.2, the 2:06.8 previous time round, 2:06.9 previous time round for Bidster. So still trading lap times, these two at the front. Jay Houston still with a bad run out of that right hand corner. Jamo closes up, but I don't think he's going to get me close enough for a move yet. Into the hairpin and out of it. Again, both guys with a good run out the corner, so still keeping the distance the same between one another. Into Spoon. Jamo with a little peek just to make Jay Houston look in his mirror, but still no way through. As he runs wide a bit there, Jamo will be able to get the power on a bit earlier here. Another run into 130R perhaps, but Jay Houston again moves to the left, saying if you're going round the long way, but that's going to compromise his exit towards the chicane. Could this be a copy of what happened the last lap? Jamo with a bit more of a run this time, but will he back off and go for another cutback? No, he can't do it. Cutbacks to the other side, but Jay Houston again defends the right hand side, which is the side to be on, and defends into the corner. Jamo again has to settle for fourth. Go out the corner now, but Jamo with a much better run this time. Looks like he might get a bit of a better run down towards the first corner with the top end of that car going down towards the first corner, but now it's just not close enough. The NSX isn't too bad itself on top end. And Jamo goes really up. Jamo's car's... What's happened to Jamo? Oh, I think Jamo's disconnected, unfortunately. No, Jamo's disconnected. That's why his car looked like it was going scale electric for a moment. So Jamo unfortunately disconnects from the race. So Jay Houston's safe in third now. What a shame. That was such a good battle to watch. But unfortunately Jamo disconnects. So TY up to fourth now, Task 1 to fifth, Man of Steel sixth. He's still catching Task 1 though, so this isn't over yet. Seat 1 seventh, and Mr. Slow 1 up to eighth because of Jamo's demise, so more points for Mr. Slow 1. Still keeping it consistent, still only just about half a lap behind, so from the leaders, so doing very well there. As we look, there's TY. Let's have a look at Bidster and Neil now. Bidster 2:06.47, 2:06.047 the last time round, fastest lap of the race. Bidster still on it, 2:06.378 for Neil, 3/10 off him. Still trading fastest times, even at this stage of the race, still pushing hard, not wanting to give an inch to the other person. There's TY, and here's Task on the Man of Steel. This is the battle to watch. Oh, Man of Steel with the say, come on, get on with it. My Subaru's a lot faster around that corner than you. As they go out of the hairpin, round the long right-hander now towards Spoon Curve. This is technically a straight, even though it's curved, but not really any corner names to it. As into Spoon. Task 1 still ahead. Man of Steel looks like he's finally got the hang of Spoon Curve now. It took him 13 laps, but he's finally got the hang of it. Oh, even though he runs a bit wide there though, but still okay. As we'll join the leaders now for the last lap. 2:07.3 last time round for Bidster, 2:07.0 for Neil. So still close on lap time. Oh, Neil's made an error. No, that's the race over for Neil unless Bidster makes a big mistake now. But Neil with a error onto the grass out of that first corner, so unlucky for Neil. Bidster with a bit more breathing space now, so he'll be taking a bit of a sigh of relief. Just needs to bring the car home now with a nice clean lap, and he should take the race victory. Jay Houston third, TY fourth, and anyone's game for fifth. Man of Steel round the outside of Task 1 now, looking for the run down to the first corner. The Subaru's not got as much top speed as the Nissan though. Into the first corner. Who's going to be the brave one? Task 1 is. Task 1 gets the line into the first corner. Man of Steel has to settle for sixth so far. But this is not over yet. We've still got another full lap to do. Still got a full lap of this race left for these two. As we go round the left, right. This is Subaru territory. This is where the Subaru shines. The Nissan does shine, but not as well as the Subaru does in this section. Look how much he's closing up. Taking those tight lines into the uphill section, over the hill. Practically pushing him now towards the right-handers. Task 1's going to have to defend, but there's not really any way through here. as they go into the right. No way through as they go into under the bridge. Man of Steel still closing up now with a good run out of there up towards the hairpin. Task 1 has to defend here as Man of Steel's going to be on the inside. Oh, no way through there as they'll come up towards Spoon Curve now. Man of Steel a decent run as we look to the leader now. Bidster coming into the chicane for the final time. Looks like it's going to be a trade-off. Oh, a bit of a slide there for Bidster at the last corner. Whether we were showboating that were a mistake, I don't know. But almost lost him the race. But he wins. Bidster wins. Well done, good race from Bidster and Neil. Neil second place, good job by them two. Jay Houston's going to be third, TY's going to be fourth, and it's anyone's guess still for fifth, because Task 1's still... we've got a bad run out of there. Man of Steel on the last lap finally gets the hang of that Spoon Curve and close down the straight. The Subaru's not going to have the speed. Man of Steel, he might as well back off here and try and get a run into the chicane. Don't bother trying to go for a run through here. As he gets a decent pace through the corner. He's going to have to go into the chicane if he's going to do it. Final time on the brakes. But no, Task 1 says denied. And then, Man of Steel with a good run out of the corner though. Task 1 will keep tight to the inside. And Task 1 is just going to get 5th place from Man of Steel. So good job there. Task 1 5th, Man of Steel 6th, Seat 1 7th, and Mr. Slow One's going to come through in 8th place. So that was that race. Your winner was Bidster, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.